James, I've got the giggles.
You got the giggles.
I got the giggles.
Well, you know what? That's fair enough. You're allowed to have the giggles at least once or twice.
You know what I'm giggling about?
What are you giggling about?
We've got a new studio.
New studio.
This is unbelievable.
That's so cool.
Yes, I've moved house again.
Hey, no, but congratulations
Thank you.
because you've moved house for what I'm hoping will be for quite some time in the one place.
Because I bought the bloody
You
thing.
bought the bloody thing.
Yeah, I
so
did.
congratulations, Josh. Well
Thank you
done.
so
Welcome
much.
to the Homeowners Club.
Oh, cool.
It's not as exclusive as it used to be, but it's not bad.
Can I be a stone cutter and part of the homeowners club?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I love this club. Anyway,
Anywho,
I've realised something.
what have you realised?
We need to spread propaganda at the start of the episodes
Okay.
because I don't think people listen to our dribble all the way through.
It's true.
Like us on Instagram.
Yep.
Where else YouTube.
YouTube. TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, we post TikToks, guys.
Yeah, we do.
If any youth listen
The
to this,
youths of
degenerate
today.
youths listen, follow the TikTok.
Yep.
And we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google
Play. Yep.
and other ones.
And other ones. Oh, iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
iHeart.
Because it's 1980. Anyway, let's learn about some knowledge after you go and follow all the socials and have
do
so
that.
much fun with us throughout the week.
Yes.
Where we post all the thumbnails, which are actually quite fun.
Every Wednesday, a new episode comes out.
You're not wrong because it's Wednesday right now. It's not. It's Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
But let's kick on with the show, James. I need you to drop knowledge. This house has not had knowledge dropped on the floor just yet.
No, it hasn't.
So I would say this is more like a religious ceremony, a christening.
It's funny you should say that.
Oh.
It's funny you should say that because we are talking about Joan of Arc
Oh.
and one of her more interesting friends.
Hitler.
Yep. Now,
Ooh.
Joan d'Arc, born in, and I apologize for any French people that are listening or anybody that speaks French. I am going to butcher this.
Yeah. Hopefully no vegans are listening because James is about to butcher this entire podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, a little bit of a disclaimer. It may get a little dark.
Oh, no.
Just so you know.
What? Well,
Okay, it's there. It's out. I've said it. It may get a little
if
dark.
I can get through this,
Yep.
the listeners can get
I
through
think
this.
so.
Because we know what I'm like from back in the torture episode days.
Yep.
Some stuff doesn't sit well with
No,
me.
that's true. But
Okay.
Joan d'Arc, born in Domremy, France, 1412.
Before my time.
Yeah,
That was before coloured TV.
before me.
What?
I know, and I've been.
I'd like to see your ID.
It's just parchment. It's on papyrus.
Chiseled into, what is that? You're such a nerd. What does that mean?
Look it up.
Dweeb? Dweeb.
She was born into war, Josh.
Oh, no, that's
Now-
not good. War was a thing.
Yep,
It's still a thing.
absolutely.
War was every day back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually. And this one in particular, France had actually been fighting England for about 75 years.
When do you go, look, guys, we're
Calm
not
down.
really getting anywhere.
Well, within another 20 years on that, because it actually ended up being what we call the 100 Years' War.
When your first soldiers turn 100,
Yeah.
it's probably time to be
Probably
like,
gone for a bit
this
long.
is too long.
Yep. And how long do you reckon the 100 Years' War went for, Josh?
Oh, you're setting me up.
Yeah.
113 years.
No, 100 years, Josh. It says
Damn it!
it's in the name.
I know.
But Joan was born into a peasant farming
Let
family.
me have this moment.
No, okay.
I just need to wind down because I knew
Take
you
your
were,
time.
you were setting me up to set me up.
I was setting you up to set up to fail to set up.
It was elementary.
It's elementary, my dear Watson.
Brilliant. Simply brilliant.
Joan was born into a peasant farming family.
Oh.
She had about 50 acres to her name. So it's quite
Much more
it's
impressive than 15.
modest.
15 still good.
Modest. It's nice. Now, France was very much not only at war with England, but also divided politically.
That doesn't sound like the French.
So, no, not at all.
Half of them got sent to Canada.
So pretty.
I don't know the history. It was just a joke.
Well, yeah. So pretty much the French king, King Charles the Sixth, was a bit of a mental case. Wasn't exactly able to rule. He was drifting in and out there.
Yeah, almost like a fearless leader that we just got rid of.
Yep. Yeah. What a great guy.
But fearless nonetheless. Did you get your democracy sausage?
I didn't.
Neither did I.
So I just made some. I just went to them and got some and made a barbecue
Sick.
at home.
Lovely.
So anyway, pretty much the French king, so King Charles the Sixth, like I said, well, it's a bit crazy. So the king's brother, Louis, and his cousin John, okay, decided to quarrel over the regency. So, all right, this bloke, Charles, can't do it.
Love a quarrel.
So maybe we can.
Yeah.
All right. And there was a lot of assassination attempts and civil wars between both of them.
Oh.
Okay. So not only was there a, big war, 100 years
A
of
long
it,
one.
there were civil wars in between.
Isn't that lucky it went for exactly 100 years?
Isn't it great?
Yeah. Did you reckon they timed that for
I reckon at one point they both just looked at each other and go, I
Triple
can't
digits.
do this anymore, man.
My sword is blunt.
That's what hurts.
Yeah, I can't stab anymore.
Anyway,
Oh,
I'm not sure if you know this, Josh,
probably not.
but Joan was known for being a little psychic or
Like star signs.
having visions
Such a Taurus.
of a particular saint or archangel,
Oh.
Michael. Now, just for a bit of back there, Saint Michael is an archangel, a spiritual warrior in the battle of good versus evil.
Explain an archangel.
So an archangel was the soldiers of God.
Oh.
Okay, so we're talking about angels.
Yeah.
So an archangel was the soldier of God. They would fight against the demons.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So he's considered a champion of justice, a healer of the sick, and the guardian of the church.
Okay.
Okay, so Saint Michael,
Yes, yes.
the archangel Michael. Now, from the age of 16, Joan was getting these visions and visits from the archangel, telling her that God has chosen her to fight with the French army and defeat the English and send them packing.
Send them packing.
Just get them gone.
Get them gone.
Get them gone.
Get in the bin.
So she actually chose a side.
On your bike.
On your bike, Mike.
On your bike, Mike.
Well, he's St. Michael.
On your mic, bike.
On your Mike bike. What?
Got him.
Light him up.
Cop that.
So, so she chose a side. Okay, so she actually went to the side of...
Very 15-year-old high school girls sort of stuff.
Yes. Yes. So her farm, the land that she was in, so Dom Remy was actually being fought for by Louis and John.
Oh, yes.
So she found a side,
Okay.
and like I said, Joan of Arc knew nothing of war.
Mm.
So even though she was poor and living at a time where women did not fight in the military,
No.
they certainly didn't lead men into battle.
Oh, heaven forbid.
Heavens to Murgatroyd. So Joan, with the help of with a relative who had a bit of influence,
Okay.
helped her with an audience with the king. So King Charles, again, bit nutty,
Bit nutty.
who allowed her to join the ranks of
Bit
the
of a
military.
nutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So allowed her to join the ranks. The king ordered the army to take back the city of Orleans.
Take it back.
Yeah.
Like the Beatles.
Now,
Get back.
obviously, bit of training, getting her ready.
I imagine like a never back down type.
Absolutely.
Training montage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, running up the stairs. I know this wasn't never back down, but I remember the tapping on the barbell.
The kettlebell.
The
as he
kettlebell,
throws
the
it up in
kettlebell.
the air. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, with
I
12
think-
stones.
I think we've
Anthem
mentioned
for
that.
the Underdog was playing.
That's the one. Have
What
we
an
mentioned
underrated
that
early
movie
2000s.
before?
Yeah, well, maybe.
We might have.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway,
Okay.
so by that time she was 17. Okay, by the time she was ready to take on
Is that the legal
siege.
age? You may siege at 17
You made siege at 17.
and
At
engage
16,
in
you may-
coitus at 18. It's written in parchment.
It is, in parchment.
Is that right, James?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was Joan's first major battle, the Siege of Orleans, which is reasonably famous.
Well, what a
Okay.
good start. It's
Where
like playing
she
your
was-
first game in the grand final.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't some dude for Richmond do that?
Yeah, he kicked his first goal and the winning goal of the grand final and hadn't played all year or something ridiculous. So it's just
What a moment.
the triplet.
Oh, my God.
It kind of did really
Very
well.
Joan of Arc type
Very.
stuff. Yeah.
So this is where she grew a name for herself.
Okay.
Okay. She cropped her hair short like a man's.
Ah, yeah, like Amanda
Okay.
Bynes.
Yes.
And she's the man.
And donned a suit of white armour.
Cornwall, the soccer team. I think, was in the movie.
And in March of 1429.
A little bit off.
Yeah, a little bit off.
500 years.
In March of 1429, she successfully helped the French troops defeat the English.
Now, this is going to sound grotesque. Not grotesque.
Go for
maybe
it.
inappropriate.
I'm ready.
I wonder what kind of rack she was packing because...
She's 17.
Well, okay, but like, so
In a suit of armor.
so the armor, okay.
It's the armor that
Because I was going to
kinda
say, if
flattens
she's
you
got
out a
like
little bit.
Amanda Bynes wrapped the bandage around to squeeze the boobs down.
Okay.
So, I forgot about the suit of armor thing.
Yep, gotcha.
I'm just saying,
Yep.
like, surely the people may have noticed.
I'll have to look up a photo again. I
want to know what voice she did.
I'm
Joan.
She had a really angelic voice. I'm Batman. I'm Joan. I'm Joan.
An Arkham.
I am the darkness.
I am the dark. I'm in the shadows.
I am the Senate. Anyway, that's different
I
altogether.
am the Senate. We're not watching the Phantom Menace. Though. We're not watching that after this. All right, we'll watch it.
We watch it.
Only the Liam Neeson bits, though.
Train the boy. Anyway,
God.
during the Siege of Orleans,
Yes.
Joan actually had a bodyguard
What?
going by the name of Gilles de Risse.
That's your cousin.
I can't pronounce his name.
Okay.
It looks like Gilles de Risse, to be honest.
Say Gilles de Rais.
Gilles de Risse.
Oh, Gil.
If there's any French speaking people, can you please tell me how to pronounce his name?
No, abuse him in French so we know you're screaming, but
Merde.
we don't know what you're saying.
Merde.
What? Go.
It was shit.
Oh, heavens.
So Derez
It's one of them.
was an incredibly courageous fighter. I'm not doing well with English.
Switch on, man.
Incredibly courageous fighter,
Okay.
and stood by Joan's side during her many battles.
Oh.
Okay. He later gained the position of Marshal of France, which at the time was the highest military distinction. But we'll talk about him later.
Don't tease me, sir.
No, we'll talk about him later. So King Charles. We're going back to crazy man King Charles.
And not the one with the big nose.
Nope. Nope. And the big ears.
Same age,
So
though.
yeah, same super
Same income.
Same super contribution.
It's one of these.
One of these.
It's one of these.
He then took back his crown after a few months.
Did you say he then took back
He took his back.
crown?
Took his back.
Took he back his crown?
I'm not doing well
You're
at
not.
all. Let me try that again. He then took back his crown after a few months.
Good.
At the ceremony,
This is mine.
yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
At the ceremony, Joan was at his side.
That's lovely.
Okay, so he was clearly showed her a lot of favor.
Okay.
Now, being that
Or a lot of
she was
skin.
also the chosen warrior of God
Like
is also
Anakin.
a pretty big thing. So the fact that she came around, she was thought to have healing powers because she was the voice, the warrior of God, like the Archangel Michael.
What
basically
would
went,
happen
"Hey."
in these times when, say, they go, Joan,
Yep,
you've got healing powers.
right.
God comes out and goes, oi, Joan,
Yep, you got it.
you've got it, mate.
Just rub your hands together really quick.
Yeah, abracadabra sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So when the king or the whoever leads this pack of youths
Yes.
goes, oi,
Yep.
this person's missing a leg, Joan, give this a crack.
Yep.
And when she can't actually fix him,
Yep.
even though she's believed to by God,
Right.
what happens? Why do people keep believe? What did she do to
She
make?
was the warrior of France. That was kind of the big thing.
Yeah,
The
but
fact that this woman who had been seeing visions of the Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael had said, "Hey, Joan, God thinks you're great. I reckon you should fight for France and kick some butt."
yeah,
And people are like, "Hey, she's actually sounds pretty cool," and people were pretty, gullible at that point.
did she
Anything
heal
that's-
anyone in front of anybody?
Well, see, this is something that it was led to believe.
Hmm.
There was a lot of led to believe in history.
People must have been on a lot.
And when
of
it
that
came
old-
to religion and when it came to belief was huge. If you think back then,
you didn't have the
the
Kardashians
church
to
had
watch.
the church and the hierarchy, like the king had a lot of power. I mean, a lot. The king was appointed by the church, and the church appointed by God. So the king was that was it. You were appointed by God, effectively. So if that was the case, anything that they said was the word of God, right?
Interesting. Strange times.
Yeah, a lot, very. Now, Joan will go back, like I said, to go on and fight many battles.
Yep.
Continually having visions of the Archangel Michael reminded her that she was doing God's work by saving France from the English. So she's doing a great job. You know, pat on the head, 10 out of 10, here's a gold star.
They could have just beat them in a friendly rugby match or something.
Maybe. And I reckon it would have worked a bit better.
You're right.
Now, a few months later, Joan was actually captured in battle and held captive for more than a year by the English. Now, the English being incredibly, like a very Christian forward.
Okay, so when she's captured, though,
yes.
What sort of conditions do you reckon she was?
Not good.
Oh, God.
Not good. Because she was actually accused of witchcraft.
Oh, witch.
And the crime of dressing as a man.
A crime?
So don't forget, there's not much involvement of women.
Well, it's enough about this, James. You can save that for Weird World Laws Volume 4.
There it is.
Coming probably in the next few weeks.
Probably. I'm sure I'll find something.
Because they're always good.
They're good. They're great fun.
They are great.
But accused of witchcraft. So obviously,
big allegation.
Hang on, you're being said that you are, healing people and all this sort of stuff.
Would you say a megapint of witchcraft?
A megapint of witchcraft, absolutely.
That's the biggest kind.
And her dog stepped on a bee.
Oh no!
But
I use this makeup palette to make my nose big. That went to a little bit like Scooby Doo. It was meant to be a witch.
A little bit.
Lol jokes. Oh my.
Is that what you wanted?
God, yes.
Okay. So
I
anyway,
apologize, listeners, for that. I wasn't. I'm my words.
My words. Witchcraft and dressing as a man, Josh. So not wanting to threaten, his newly returned crown.
Yes.
King Charles basically did nothing to come to Joan's aid.
Oh no.
And in 1431.
Oh no.
When she was 19.
Oh no.
She was burned at the stake.
Oh God.
Wasn't great.
Medium
so there's
rare?
a lot of medium rare, absolutely. There was a lot of no, let's be honest, she was
well done. Well done.
Now, let's get back. Let's bring back our good friend and her good friend, Giles de Rez.
This is the Mike on the bike.
This is Mike on the bike. This is her best friend, her bodyguard that was there.
Well, clearly not doing a very good job because
after the war he retired. And he retired back. He was a very, very wealthy man. One of the most wealthiest in Europe at the time.
Probably moved down to the Mornington Peninsula.
He might have, yeah. If he was here.
Yeah.
But you remember I mentioned him, right?
Yes, I do.
So when Joan of Arc died in 1431, de Rez was devastated because she had been a dear friend to him. And he believed in her wholeheartedly. She was the warrior of God. Okay.
Mike believed that Joan was the warrior of God.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Michael is the archangel, don't forget. This is Giles. This is the bodyguard.
Same. So Michael is the archangel who was the bodyguard of Joan.
Michael is the archangel.
Yes.
Archangel. So let's go religious here.
Okay.
And let's throw in a little bit of skepticism. Angels, for the most part, aren't real. Right? In a secular society, which means there's no religion.
Yes.
Right?
An atheist society?
Angels, right? Angels and demons, right? Angels.
Angels instead.
The archangel.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Is God's soldier.
Yes,
right?
I understand.
Right? Not a physical being.
No.
Okay. Giles de Rez is a physical human man, and he is the bodyguard.
I have confused this in my head because I called him Mike on a bike.
Yeah. And I was,
But
that's
Giles
was
Mike on a bike before.
Yeah.
But now he's just Giles.
He's just Giles.
I apologize, listeners.
No, that's all right. That's why I wanted to explain it to you. I wanted to make sure we're on the right page.
Michael is the archangel.
Correct.
Bodyguard of God.
Yep.
And
Giles
de
Rez is the bodyguard
Mike
of Joan.
on a bike.
Yeah.
We joked about before. We'll call him Giles.
Yep.
It was the bodyguard of Joan.
Correct.
Okay.
There we go. We're on it.
Who retired to the Mornington Peninsula.
Yes, because he was so rich.
Because he was so rich. He had heaps of myrrh.
That's it.
And heaps of myrrh.
Heaps of myrrh.
And he missed all the burning.
He did. Now,
Retired at a very convenient time, James, if you ask me.
very convenient. Now, he retired to his estate and threw himself into religion and the preservation of Joan's memory. Okay, so he wanted everybody to remember Joan.
It's the modern day equivalent of getting into like cycling.
Yeah, pretty much. Just throwing yourself into it. Rock climbing, in fact. For some.
Well,
So although his estate was one of the richest in France, like I said, he burned through his money at an alarming rate.
On what?
So basically employing armies of servants and soldiers and commissioning works of music
Well,
and
that's
literature.
why he needs an industry super fund, James.
That's exactly right. And
One of these.
all of that was in his honour. In her honour, my apologies. Her honour.
Her honour.
Joan's.
So hang on. So
He threw money into making musicals and literature and basically talking
I just
up
want to
Joan.
know his financial plan.
Well, I
Where
don't
does he
think
see
he-
himself in 5 years?
Mate, I don't think he had one.
Clearly
Because
not.
in I keep saying 19. In 1435.
In 1999.
In 1435, he
Yes.
financed a play he wrote himself about the siege of Orleans, so the first battle,
Yes.
and it almost bankrupted him. More than 600 costumes, 140 actors with speaking parts,
This is
140, and 500 extras. Each costume was worn only once and discarded
Oh my God.
and then sewn all over again each performance. This is how much money this dude had, okay?
Well, clearly not enough steel, James, if you went bankrupt.
Well, that's exactly right. Because he also provided unlimited food and drink to all the spectators in
Well,
attendance.
that's nice.
That's nice. At least he's got something going.
You can start a
He's still
GoFundMe.
grieving. He's still
Now
grieving.
he busks, he dances
Yeah, he
on the
does.
street for more myrrh.
So the play...
Frankincense. I don't know any other old currencies.
I can't think of any.
Taiwanese dong. No, that's not. It's baht.
But, isn't it?
What's dong? Vietnamese dong and Thai baht.
Yeah. So the play, named Le Mystère de ces Orleans.
Very good.
Thank you. My French is terrible.
Télébourg.
Bonsoir.
Comment allez-vous, mes enfants?
Well done, Madeline.
Yes. You're a bad hat, James.
No,
You're a
I'm
bad hat.
Some bad hat, Harry. Basically marked another turning point in his life, this play.
Well, he's broke now. He's
So
a
not
bum.
only was he regarded as financially irresponsible,
I saw him on Centrelink on the weekend. He was in the line.
yeah, but he amounted to the unofficial canonization of a woman that had been burned as a heretic.
He slipped on a can of Jack Daniels.
Pretty much.
Sorry.
Basically what's happened is...
Sorry, I was just waiting to make that comment.
So basically what's happened is everybody's just like, you have no money, you're an idiot.
You're an idiot. Well, he is an
What
idiot.
if you've thrown it away? But also the church is getting really mad because he's basically gone, this woman is the warrior of God.
Yes.
And
Grr.
you should worship her.
Oh, they're very
But
cross.
the church is like, heretic.
Heretic.
We burnt her at the stake for witchcraft.
Like,
Why
totally.
why are you putting this woman on a pedestal?
Why?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now,
I
when
understand.
his family secured a decree from the king in 1435,
Yeah. Good.
basically
You remember the year.
restraining him from selling or mortgaging the rest of his land because
You
he
must
had no
keep-
money,
Yeah.
he turned to alchemy.
That's a bar in Launceston. I thought they had a new
And this
waiter.
is in order to regain his wealth and power.
Okay.
Now this, and I know you like it when I say this, is where the fun begins.
Oh, it's because you always lower the tone of
Yeah,
your voice.
I do. So, for those who don't know, alchemy is defined, and I quote, the process of taking something ordinary and turning it into something extraordinary, sometimes in a way that cannot be explained.
Okay.
So example would be using alchemy to take a pile of scrap metal and turn it into gold, for instance.
Interesting. Water into wine sort of stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of, sorcery. A lot of-
Witchcraft.
There it
Burn
is.
them.
There it is. Now,
Get
also,
the garlic. That's vampires, don't
he
worry.
also dabbled in the occult. Now, the occult is a lot of that sorcery,
In a
demon
cult?
worship, Satanism.
Like the weird star on the ground in a circle
Yep,
of candles.
Yep, that's exactly right. The pentagram.
Geez, times must get rough when you run
They
out of
really
frankincense.
do. Now, hang on. We just said the witchcraft and burning. Didn't Joan get done for that?
Can confirm, yes.
Can confirm.
Burnt to a crisp.
So Derez used Satanism and witchcraft to try and summon demons
Oh, no.
to regain and rebuild his wealth. Derez would be known to lure young boys to his castle,
Oh, no.
seducing them
No.
with fancy clothes and extravagant feasts.
Fancy clothes. That's so creepy.
Now,
No,
don't forget I had a disclaimer here.
Oh, no.
He
So the creeping on kids thing
Yeah.
wasn't... Oh, God.
He would later beat, torture, sodomize, and do some other unspeakable things to them before offering the children's severed parts to the demons
Oh, my God.
in return for power and riches.
This is where it starts.
Now, there's some seriously crazy witness accounts to his sorcery and child luring.
The word luring makes me cringe.
Would you like me to continue?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
The first documented case of child snatching and murder concerns a 12-year-old boy called Joan.
Joan.
Now, here's the quote.
God.
The boy was pampered and dressed in better clothes than he had ever known.
Oh, my God.
The evening began with a large meal and heavy drinking. The boy was then taken to an upper room which only Giles and his immediate circle were admitted. He had friends.
This is an Epstein situation.
There he was confronted with the true nature of his situation. The shock thus produced on the boy was an initial source of pleasure for Giles. I can go into more detail, but only if you give me permission.
Make it PG.
So sodomy, there was a lot of touching and a lot of acts done to these children. They were then, after finishing with them, they were then beaten, hung up on racks.
Oh my God.
Tortured, like I said, and then later they were mutilated, cut to pieces. And Giles would then have them placed, and if he liked the boy, he would keep their heads, and he would go and visit them.
Oh my God, that is the most messed up thing you've ever said.
Now, sadly for Giles,
I don't like him.
No demon came, which meant no wealth.
Really?
But that didn't stop him from murdering.
He was such a noble bodyguard.
I know.
Why?
Now, Josh, that didn't stop him from murdering over 200 children before he was caught, tried, and hung.
Oh, good. Burnt as well?
No.
Oh, burn him.
Now.
But he was Mike on a bike, which is so friendly.
So friendly. Now, we're going to end on a happy note, Josh.
Thank you.
Joan was beloved by France.
So this is the conclusion that basically everybody is dead.
Yep.
Okay.
So Joan, who was loved by France, was officially cleared of her crimes 20 years later.
Well, doesn't really do much though, does it? Because she's floating away in the breeze.
Correct. And in 1920, she became a Catholic saint. Today, Joan of Arc.
Does she want to be part of the church and everything with after old mate's doings?
Well, I think people have kind of gone, I think stuffed up a little bit.
Just give her a statue outside the G.
Well, and this is exactly. So today, Joan of Arc remains the patron saint of France and a symbol of national pride.
Even though they burned her.
Yep. Symbol of national pride. But, for Giles de Rez, not so much.
Not a nice man.
Kind of known as one of the first serial killers. And quite an interesting man. When I was doing a bit of research, I'll tell you after we've finished recording because
I hate that I gave him a cool nickname.
Look.
And you should have winked at me or given me the signal.
No, you're absolutely right. I should have, and I apologize.
You didn't.
I didn't. Because I woke up this morning and chose chaos.
I'll condemn thee.
But I hope you enjoyed that.
That was good.
Was it good? Did you like how I did
that was an emotional roller coaster.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. That was an emotional roller coaster.
And I hope everybody else at home enjoyed it too.
Yes. We're looking at the camera.
I know.
The camera definitely did just turn off.
It did turn off.
But
that's all right.
A very fun episode. I like the historical figure ones.
Yes, they are good.
I do like the historical figure ones. And I'm excited to learn about more historical figures.
I'm sure there's plenty.
In thy future.
Maybe next Wednesday.
Hear ye. Read the paper.
Oh, I'm trying.
Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you for tuning in.
Once again.
Thank you for listening. And thank you for the love on the episodes about the fifth grader. Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Yeah.
One of our highest listened to episodes.
It was fantastic.
Actually, so
Thoroughly enjoyed doing it.
that was fantastic. But yeah, stay tuned to the Drop Some Knowledge podcast.
Yes.
There's a lot more coming.
Definitely.
Enjoy the thumbnail. Follow the socials. Now, James is going to sign us off how Joan would have when she was on the cross getting burnt.
Au revoir.